All right, folks, strap in because Small Boy Sir is about to take you on a wild ride through what was supposed to be Liberation Day. But, and I'm just saying, it's looking more like Obliteration Day. Holy moly guacamole, who knew blowing up the global economy could be so dramatic? Yeah, not quite the patriotic fireworks display our friend, let's call him the former guy, had in mind. Instead of making America rich again, the global stock markets decided to have a little fire sale. A casual $5 trillion gone poof. That's trillion with a T, people. Enough to buy like 1,000,000 guacamoles. And just when we thought the financial pain had hit rock bottom, the markets decided to do the limbo, sliding down another 1.5% as of today. And let me tell you, it could get uglier than a day-old smoothie.
Hold on, small boy, sir. Perhaps a more nuanced approach. While the hyperbole is engaging, let's remember the real-world implications of these figures. People's livelihoods are at stake.
Yeah, okay, enemy, but a day-old smoothie? That's really bad. So what went wrong? Why didn't those tariff plans boost the economy like a good old American muscle car? Well, it turns out, and this might shock you, slapping tariffs on literally every other country makes things pricier. Who would have thought? Imports cost more, exports get hit with retaliation, and everyone's stuck in a global I'll raise you on tariff poker game. China, bless their hearts, was the first to bite back, tossing a 34% tariff on US imports after getting hit with a 54% wall of fees from Uncle Sam. And that's just the appetizer, folks. Other countries are warming up in the bullpen ready to throw some financial curveballs, and guess who ends up footing the bill? You guessed it, us, the people, the consumers. Every sandwich, sneaker, and smartphone is about to come with a side of, why is this so darn expensive? Companies like Nike are getting slammed with over $14 billion in extra costs thanks to these new tariffs. And no, they're not going to eat those losses. They're just going to pass the bill right on to you. That next pair of fresh kicks might feel like you're walking on clouds, but your wallet's going to feel like it got run over by a monster truck. The markets, bless their little ticker symbols, didn't take the news lightly either. April 3rd saw the S&P 500 drop 4.8%, the Dow down 4%, the Nasdaq down 6%, and overseas markets tumbling like dominoes. France, Germany, Japan, all redder than a tomato after a sunburn. It was the worst single day since the stay at home and watch Tiger King crash. And before you say, I don't play the stock market, well, your pension probably does. Your retirement fund just took a punch to the gut, and it might keep getting kicked while it's down. JP Morgan, those lovely folks, even upped the odds of a global recession by the end of 2025 from 40% to 60%. Not exactly confidence inspiring, is it? The idea behind these tariffs was to boost American manufacturing, keep things in-house, make jobs, raise incomes. But here's the problem. A lot of the stuff America imports, we literally don't make it here. Or if we do, it's way more expensive. Labor's cheaper in places like Vietnam, Indonesia, and China. That's why companies like Nike produce 95% of their gear overseas. For Nike, the new tariffs mean billions in extra costs, and their share price dropped 13%, wiping out $12 billion in value. And it's not just Nike, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, even the almighty Google parent company Alphabet all took massive hits. Apple alone lost over $311 billion in market cap. These are the titans of tech, the so-called Magnificent Seven, and they're bleeding billions more red than a ketchup factory. And let's not forget, when share prices fall, companies spend less, hire less, and innovate less. This snowballs into economic slowdown, job losses, and yes, the dreaded recession. So when you hear about tariffs and trade wars, don't just picture rich dudes in suits arguing over yacht payments. Picture your grocery bill, your next phone upgrade, your retirement fund, and your favorite pair of overpriced running shoes. Because this impacts you, me, everyone. It's a global situation. Other countries are starting to retaliate, just like China did, which means prices are about to get jacked up everywhere. Less spending, less growth, more pain. It's a cycle. And right now we're on the spin cycle with no dry setting in sight. So in conclusion, Liberation Day? More like a financial doomsday for the markets. Over $5 trillion wiped in a single day, and the forecast ahead isn't looking too sunny. This could very well be the moment 2025 turns from maybe we'll make it to uh-oh, hold my wallet. So what's the takeaway here, folks? What can we, as viewers of Small Boy Sir, learn from this financial roller coaster ride? Well, first off, it's a stark reminder that the global economy is interconnected. What happens on one side of the world, those tariff decisions, those trade wars, they ripple out and affect us all, even if you think you're just buying groceries or a new pair of shoes. It's not just numbers on a screen, it's real life stuff. Second, and this is crucial, we need to be informed. We can't just bury our heads in the sand and pretend these things don't impact us. Understanding basic economics, even just a little, can help us navigate these turbulent times. Knowing what tariffs are, how they work, and who they affect, that's power. It allows us to make better decisions, to ask better questions, and to hold our leaders accountable. Third, and this is something I'm still learning myself, we need to be cautious. The markets can be volatile, and what seems like a sure thing today can be a disaster tomorrow. Diversifying our investments, saving for a rainy day, those aren't just cliches, they're essential. And let's be real, sometimes things just go sideways. Even with the best planning, the best intentions, things can go wrong. But that's life, right? It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's full of surprises, some good, some, well, not so good. And that brings me to my final point, and this is a big one. We need to support each other. These economic downturns, they hit everyone, but they hit some harder than others. So let's be kind, let's be compassionate, let's be understanding. Let's remember that behind every statistic, behind every news headline, there are real people, real families, real lives. And maybe, just maybe, if we work together, if we support each other, we can weather this storm. Now I know that's a lot to take in. It's heavy stuff, I get it. But that's why Small Boy Sir is here, to break it down, to make sense of the madness, to help you navigate this crazy world of ours. And you know what? We're in this together. We're all trying to figure it out, to make the best of it, to find a little bit of light in the darkness. And that's why, my friends, I need your help. I need you to join the Small Boy Sir community. Like this video if you found it informative or mildly terrifying or just plain entertaining. Share it with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your pets, anyone who needs a little bit of clarity in their lives. And most importantly, subscribe to Small Boy Sir. Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, do the whole shebang, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep bringing you these stories, these insights, these little nuggets of wisdom, or at least my best attempt at wisdom, and I want you to be a part of it. We're going to learn together. We're going to grow together, and maybe, just maybe, we're going to make a little bit of sense of this crazy world. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching. Thank you for being a part of the Small Boy Sir family. And remember, even when things look bleak, even when the markets are crashing, even when your sneakers cost a fortune, there's always hope. There's always a reason to keep going, to keep learning, to keep growing. And together we'll get through this. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and remember, holy moly guacamole is going to be all right.